Hello everybody, I hope all of you guys are having a great day so far. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you up to date on the latest news, your stimulus news, your social security news, and of course the unemployment benefit news. Welcome back to my channel folks, this is your fourth stimulus check update.
They reported that when the Indiana governor discontinued the extra $300 a week bonus, the next day they got 200 applications, job applications. So there's no question that is creating a big challenge for Kentucky businesses.
Now lawmakers have just approved billions of dollars of stimulus money for taxpayers. President Biden also may now include a fourth stimulus payment into his American Families Plan, which could pass very, very soon. But folks, you have to know this. Both chambers of the California legislature approved Governor Gavin Newsom's plan to send additional $600 stimulus checks to residents across the state late Monday night. Sending legislation to the governor's desk, first proposed in May, Newsom's Golden State stimulus expands on the first round of payments that went out in April. In that round, individuals with incomes of $30,000 or less received payments. In this second round, taxpayers who make up to $75,000 a year and did not receive payments in the first round will receive $600. Families with dependents will receive an additional $500 in direct payments. Another $500 will also be made in direct payments to undocumented families. So folks, this is really great news for many Americans that are residents of California. State officials estimate that roughly 2 out of every 3 Californians will receive stimulus payments. As for the timing of such payments, the bill containing the new checks is now at Gavin Newsom's desk, but the rest of the budget bill is not. On Monday, lawmakers approved of the stimulus money, extending the eviction moratorium and the new plan for handling hazardous waste.
The answer is absolutely, you have to. I mean, it's one of the things that my, the political advisors say to me is, whoa, don't touch that third. Look, the American people aren't stupid. It's a real simple proposition. Social Security is not the hard one to solve. Medicare, that is the gorilla in the room.
Talking about the need to cut Social Security, Medicare, and veterans programs. Is that true or is that not true?
No, it's not true.
Politico referred to legislation currently on Newsom's desk as a budget bill junior, with several additional spending areas including Medi-Cal, child care funding, and wildfire prevention still needing to be addressed. Many are wondering when they can expect to receive the stimulus money. Currently, the legislation itself does not outline exactly how soon Californians can see that money. The state controller's office told reporters that when the governor signs the budget, the timeline for payments will be updated on the Franchise Tax Board website. The good news is that adults with children who got money from the first round of Golden State stimulus will get another $500. Adults earning between $30,000 and $75,000 will get $600 if they do not have children and $1,100 if they do. Folks, do you think that your state should also do the same thing as California and send out their own state stimulus checks to help out their state residents? Tell me what you think, everybody, in the comments below. Folks, it is likely that many Democrats are working to win approval for a larger version of President Biden's Families Plan. It is likely that they could use the same budget maneuver to get approval for the package that they used for the American Rescue Plan in March. Several Democrats are in favor of giving more stimulus checks to Americans who are still struggling to pay for food, rent, and utility bills. More than 80 members of Congress reportedly support at least one more round of stimulus checks, including 7 members of the influential House Ways and Means Committee. Those in favor of stimulus checks point to a recent study, which found that stimulus payments offered much needed relief. An analysis of the census data by the University of Michigan noted that the last 2 rounds of stimulus checks helped in reducing financial instability, food shortages, and depression. Last week, Biden announced that the White House and over 20 senators of a bipartisan group had reached a compromise on a $1.2 trillion infrastructure package. Biden also indicated that there could be another bill, which will include the original Families Plan and the item excluded from the infrastructure package because of the compromise. Folks, that's all the news in this video. If you guys found this video useful and helpful, feel free to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Until next time, everybody, have a great day and stay safe.
It's called the Invest in America Act, a strong jobs-creating package that seizes the once-in-a-century opportunity to rebuild America's infrastructure, the prosperity that this Building Back Better will bring to our country.
To that point, to your point there, at the time of the vote on the
American Rescue Plan. You had the Republican leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell. He said he just didn't like it because he thought it was a classic example of big government Democratic overreach in the name of COVID relief. And then Kevin McCarthy said he thought Democrats were using coronavirus as an excuse to justify funding pet projects.
Well,
we're going to vote against this because we want to defund the police.
Again, I think actions speak louder than words, Peter. So if you oppose funding for the COPS program, something that was dramatically cut by the prior administration and many Republicans supported, and then you vote against a bill that has funding for the COPS program, we can let other people evaluate what that means. It doesn't require them to speak to it or to shout it out. Their actions speak for themselves. Go ahead.
Two questions. The first one on infrastructure, in reference to the bipartisan support here. We just heard from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She's doubling down on this idea that she's going to hold on to one bill until she has the other. But we've also heard from Leader McConnell, and he says that President Biden's clarification is just a hollow gesture unless Democrats like Pelosi agree to changing their approach. So does this strategy by the House Speaker risk bipartisan support for this deal?
Well, I would say that what leaders in the party have asked the president to do is to go out there and make the case for how this bill, how this piece of legislation will help the American people. He just did that in Wisconsin yesterday. He just had his EPA administrator come out and do that for all of you. And we think the American people are most focused on what this is going to do for them and less on the process. It's up to leaders in Congress to move this forward. The president looks forward to signing both pieces of legislation into law.
But if Republicans are expressing concern, saying they may not vote for this bipartisan package unless these two are not linked in some sort of way, is this putting that deal in jeopardy?
Again, I will leave it to you and to leaders to evaluate, and I will leave it to leaders in Congress to determine the sequencing and the process moving forward. The president looks forward to signing each piece of legislation into law.
Can I just ask one quick question on police reform? Sources are telling us that they have now hit a major roadblock in negotiations. I'm curious if the president has been briefed on that. When was the last time that he spoke to the lead negotiators, including Republican Tim Scott?
We're in regular touch with the negotiators. I don't have a timeline or a specific last call with the president, but senior members of his team are certainly in close touch.
The lady from New York, Representative Ocasio-Cortez.
Thank you so much.
The lady from New York is recognized.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to offer 6 amendments to the Invest in America Act. It is imperative that any infrastructure bill that we work on and pass by Congress helps to achieve 2 goals. 1, address the history of injustice and displacement that traditional and historic infrastructure investment has imposed on communities of color and working people, like the construction of the Cross Bronx Expressway. And the second is to prepare for and create good, dignified jobs, good, dignified union jobs in building the infrastructure that helps mitigate climate change. One amendment that I am offering today would double the funding to replace lead water infrastructure in schools. In the richest country